episode of Chats with Jen. For those of you who might have forgotten, I'm Jen and this is my friend
Narelle.
Narelle used to have a ringtone many years ago, and it would be like voicemail. Sorry, not ringtone. It'd be like, "Hi, you've reached Narelle. I'm not able to take your call at the moment." So, and I used to leave a message, "Narelle, can you please change your ringtone? It's so annoying."
And sometimes she leave me a voicemail message saying, "Hi, this is Jeanette from Telstra. I'm just ringing to tell you that your voicemail is in breach of our code. Can you please change it immediately?" So I deliberately left my voicemail because it entertained everyone. So it's my voicemail for about 6 months.
It was to tick me off. She's lying. It was longer than 6 months. It was driving me. It was ruining my life. No, just joking. But our current segments on Chats with Jen is a lot of you have been asking about Inspiring Hope. Okay, Jen, we've met you, we've heard about you, we know that you're married, but you have referred to this organisation called Inspiring Hope. So you have met Nat and Jess in the previous podcasts, and today I'm going to interview Nellie. So for those of you who don't know, we're going to put the website down below, so don't forget, whether you're following on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, to either subscribe or follow us or like us, whatever your social media platform is, because that really just helps boost our profile and get the word out there. So thanks to all of you who have done that already. But just as a quick recap, I had a dream, and that dream was sort of birthed in my heart about 9 years ago, and 8 years ago we started Inspiring Hope. And I can tell the story now because some of you have been like, "But you haven't told us how it started." So it started, I sent out a text message to, I don't know, probably 30 people, 30 of my closest friends, and 9 of them came for like an information session. And Narelle was one of those 9. She came to the very first information session at a previous home, and I just shared what was in my heart and in my spirit, and just with the project we were going to start with. At that time we raised some money to build a home for a widow in Africa, and we also started with our very first teen girls conference that we ran, and so Narelle was involved with both of them. And she has been there from the beginning, and she has helped to sharpen the vision. And we don't say, like, I may have had the dream for it, but we always call it our ministry, you know. And I was saying last week to Jess that if you want to start a dream and you want to build a team, don't just surround yourself with like-minded people. So around yourself with people who are on the same journey as you, who have got the same passion and heartbeat as you, who want to see the dream fulfilled. But don't surround yourself with people who are exactly the same as you. And so Narelle, these days we're very similar, Jess and I. We share lots of things in common, but we're very, very different in some ways. So Narelle currently works for what we call the BPD. Where the other staff call the BPD. But for those people who are like Narelle, this is what I'm talking about, difference. She really enjoys it. So can you tell everyone what the BPD stands for?
So they call my desk the BPD, the boring paperwork department. So I do like our finances, all our government stuff, all those bits and pieces, registrations, all that kind of stuff that is pretty much boring paperwork. So they like to call my desk the BPD department.
This is true. This is true. And even though we joke, you know, her role is, if not the most crucial role, because when you start an organisation, regardless of what country you're in or what dream you have to be having someone who has attention to detail. So Narelle is very good. Is there any particular task in the BPD that you really think, this is boring? No?
I do a few different roles in our ministry, and I like to balance the BPD with the creative stuff, because if I just do BPD stuff all day, every day, I go crazy. So I can do that for a block, but then I have to mix it up with something else. So I think everything's okay for, you know, an allocated time, but then after that I need to mix it up. So yeah.
Very positive. She said that well. So Narelle also looks after, you will have seen on Jen's Favourite Things, a lot of Inspiring Hopes merchandise, which I've shown on Jen's Favourite Things. So Narelle is the founder of that area and the developer and the designer and the creative brain around that. And so she has made our merchandise start from one necklace to sort of, we've had many different merchandise items. What do you reckon would be your favourite merchandise item?
I still really love our first necklace. So it's a little jar that has dandelion seeds in it, and the dandelion is the logo of Inspiring Hope. And part of the reason is, you know, a dandelion, when you blow it, the seeds go everywhere, and it's the idea of spreading hope. And so we've, over the years, we've gifted that to many different people through our conferences and our camps. And I've also personally gifted my necklace to many people, you know, when they've needed hope in their life. So I think that's still probably my favourite one.
Yes, I think that's my favourite one too. And this year, I think on one of our previous Jen's Favourite Things, I'm not sure in what order it's going to come out, but we can do like personalised stuff now. Do you want to tell them about that?
You can. So we've always done a whole range of merchandise. We've always had lots of things, and this year we wanted to do something a bit new. So we're going to start doing some personalised stuff. So we have a new machine we've bought, which cuts out letters, so we can personalise your phone cases,
really cool.
Your bags, your drink bottles, whatever it is you want. We're going to have some stuff that we can personalise for you, and then also some stuff you can bring in your own stuff, and we can personalise it as well. Jen's already got one in the lid of her drink bottle. You know.
I'm bringing everything. I'm collecting things to bring for that moment. I'm only allowed to bring it at the allocated time, because otherwise that's all she'll do is be labelling my stuff.
And it's really fun. We love doing new things, and you know, we're loving our new machine.
Yeah, creating. So Narelle, you have such a nice, sweet spirit, and you're very patient. So she's complete opposite to me. I would not say I have a sweet spirit. I'm not talking myself down, but I'm a go-getter. I will speak my mind. I'll get it done, and you'll get it done in a different way. But you know, when did you sort of realise, you know, obviously the work we do is not for everyone. It's we're in that building stage where everything has to be built from scratch. It's not a normal role where you come in and you just do a job interview, and your role has changed multiple times. But why do you do what you do? Maybe is a better question.
I think ultimately, I think, you know, I was never quite content working in a normal job. I always wanted to do ministry, and ministry has always been, since I, you know, became a Christian, that's always been a big part of my life. I've always done a lot of ministry, and I love doing not just, obviously we do the on-ground stuff, but even the paperwork stuff. It all flows in towards the end product, and I think that's something I actually think has just always been a desire in my heart to do ministry. So I don't think there was a specific time where you know, I was like, that's what I want to do. I think it's always been a desire there.
And you know, talking about those differences and building a team, you know, I love that Narelle loves to make things easy for people, you know, and that is a real gem. You know, surround yourself with people who are going to make it easy for you. Like if I have to ask her to do something different, or she can see that we're struggling, or in our operations she has laboured and put hours and hours and hours into making it easy for people. And especially when you're starting from scratch, that's very, very important. If you can put in systems, and by no means are we experts or anything like that, but if you can put in systems and have clear communication. And the other thing, and we can end on this, is I absolutely love how you value people, and you know, how you take the time to say thank you, and how you take the time. So Narelle will be at a conference and she'll have to run around and do a million things, but then she'll see, you know, maybe it's an old lady who needs help up a stair, or a young kid who's just looking a bit unsure, and she'll stop, she'll put herself down, and for me, who's operation brain, who's not soft, I'm like, what is she doing, putting that down? But she'll sit down and she'll just, you know, put her arm around her, and you know, have you always been like that?
I think, you know, I think I like to look for the people in the room, because it's easy just to see what's going on, you know, but there's always, in any room or any situation, there's always people who are, you know, who are doing it hard, you know, and or who are just need an extra bit of encouragement. And I think it's always important to, you know, to be looking for that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And that really flows in and ties up a good ending. So our theme this year in Inspiring Hope is change the narrative, love again. And I love what you just said, you know, don't just see a room, but see people. And so maybe this week, you know, don't just see a week, don't just see schedules and tasks. Who is in your week and who is coming up in your week that just needs you to love them like a person, or just needs some encouragement, or just maybe needs you to make something easy for them. So,
and that's a big part behind our merchandise, you know. It's about buying stuff for yourself, it's about pretty things, but you know, we love to do encouragements, and it's actually also about buying something to give to someone else. So a lot of our stuff is about taking time out and time to relax, or you know, making things people feel special. So that's why we do a lot of our stuff, you know. It all intertwines into that behind that. That's always the heart behind it.
Always be intentional. Very important. We'll do a podcast on that intentionality. So we're going to put a link to our Etsy store and a little bit of info on our merchandise below. So check that out. And keep us in mind, you know, like we're like everyone else. We get paid through the programs and the merchandise we sell. So we just want you to know that 100% of those proceeds go to the ongoing work of Inspiring Hope, particularly, you know, to our programs for at-risk youth. So thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to say anything else? Any last words of wisdom?
Last words of wisdom. I don't even know how any wisdom today.
Do you fold or scrunch your toilet paper?
One time we had the get to know you thing, and that was one of my things, is that I am a scruncher, not a folder. So there you go.
Have a great week, and I'll see you next week on Chats with Jen. Thanks for being here. Bye.
2019 is going to change our narrative by loving again. Looking heavenward for his divine inspiration, I see heaven is at the helm, beckoning us to uncover and explore a new way of loving that can be divided multiple ways to be a game changer in people's lives, and in turn having a rippled effect into the lives of those around us. As we embark on this journey of love again, may you tangibly feel heaven around you constantly, and its wind at your back every step of the way. And may the gentle whisper of his kind voice speak these stunning words afresh and anew into your sweet soul. Love each other the same way I have loved you. Be reminded, beautiful sweetheart, that you are passionately pursued, incredibly loved and abundantly believed in. The way of love. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't strive, doesn't have a swelled head, doesn't force itself on others, isn't always me first, doesn't fly off the handle, doesn't keep score of the sins of others, doesn't revel when others grovel, takes pleasure in the flowering of truth, puts up with anything, trusts God always looks for the best, never looks back, but keeps going to the